Hello and welcome to News Central Now. I am Lekan Onabanjo. The headlines at this hour. President Tinubu meets with service chiefs ahead of trip to G20 summit. Climate summit kicks off in Kenya amid protests by activists. Gabon coup leader vows to restore civilian rule through free, transparent and credible elections. Details to come your way shortly. We begin in Nigeria, where President Bola Tinubu has met briefly with his service chiefs to receive briefings from them regarding their operations ahead of his proposed trip to India to attend the G20. The meeting, which is a regular routine at the presidential villa, had in attendance the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, his Navy counterpart, Admiral Emmanuel Gala, and Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar. The meeting, which was held behind closed doors at Aso Rock, usually fits the president's in on general security situation in the country, including review of areas where the service chiefs need to double up efforts to close gaps. The much-anticipated verdict of the Presidential Election Petition Court is expected to be delivered on Wednesday, September 6. The Court of Appeal Registrar Umar Bangari confirmed this on Monday, saying the proceedings will be open to live broadcast by interested television stations. The Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party, and the Allied People's Movement, as well as their presidential candidates, had petitioned the tribunal seeking to nullify the election of President Bola Tinubu as the winner of the 2023 presidential election. Judgment is also expected to be delivered by election tribunals in 25 states for governorship, National Assembly, and State Assembly election petitions. We also tell you that Nigeria's federal government is meeting with members of the organized labor today in Abuja. The meeting, which is being coordinated by the Minister of Labor and Employment, seeks to avert a nationwide warning strike expected to cripple operations across the nation's public sector. The union says the federal government is yet to implement the agreement it made with Labour during negotiations. The minister had earlier appealed to Labour to shelve plans already put in place for the strike, saying it will erode gains made in the last few months.
Even today, when we got this meeting, we quickly said, yes, if they are ready for meeting, we are ready today. We are ready for a meeting today. If they want us to continue, it is when we sit down, we continue, that we will know where did we stop before we came into office, and that's the appeal that we are making. Let us continue from there, and then put out our time frame, like somebody said. After the meeting, we can't start putting time frame until we meet with them. So we are saying that the period of the meeting or the reason for the meeting should not be a strike.
And joining me on the news to discuss this issue is a labor activist, Adeola Soetan. Adeola, it's nice to have you on the news.
Yes, my pleasure.
We are counting down to President Bola Tinubu's 100 days in office. Between the time he took power and now, we have seen the Nigeria Labour Congress come up with announcements for industrial action. There was a time they talked about the need for the removal of subsidy, withdrawal of litigations against its members, ruling out of palliatives. Now we are talking about the fuel subsidy and the agreements that were earlier made that they said the government has not fulfilled. What is your impression on the warning strike of this time that the NLC is planning to embark on?
Well, thank you. I think first I'm a supporter of that strike. And my organization, Democratic Socialist Movement, is also fully in support. And I will tell you that the strike is long overdue. The so-called fuel subsidy theft, and of course the mismanagement of the subsidy whatever, was basically the reason why they said they are going to remove the subsidy, which of court, the court is basically to punish the poor for the negligence of government and for the corruption in the oil industry, which government has not arrested a single person for prosecution and jail. So in that wise, there's no way you want poor people to suffer for the atrocities of the ruling class and government. Having said that, personally and professionally, we are against the removal of such. We've been so consistent for many years now, even during the Babangida regime. Because we knew, I can't be talking of removal of subsidy when you know that you are even produced below cost, below the price. My people are telling us. Up till now, nobody has come out to give us statistics in terms of reproduction costs. Government itself admitted that there has been corruption there. So what do? You fight it. And now when we were warning that subsidy cannot be demonized everywhere in the world, let's even assume it existed. Government subsidized everything, even in Europe, America, Latin America, what have you, because it's about people. When the president removed spontaneously his so-called subsidy, are they thinking of after effects? You see the effect immediately on prices, on welfare condition of people, on high fuel prices, bread price, gari, beans, anything mentioned. So in that wise, there is no way you can do the so-called subsidy through the same people, palliative, through the same people that we know are part of this issue. We're going to see the money. The main palliative should have been a reversal to the old price of fuel, because that was the cost. We say to every effect, there's a cost. When you reverse back, things will normalize naturally. I don't need to know anybody.
Adeola, when the president, while he was campaigning before he became the president, he made it clear that he was going to remove the subsidy, and he said there is no going back on that. And since he assumed office, we'll be counting down to 100 days, as I said earlier. Now, he has rolled out different measures, and he has instructed state governments to roll out palliatives, monies, and looked at different ways by which to mitigate the impact it's having on the people. The government has also come out to say that by December, that's a deadline, by December, February, the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries will be functional. Rehabilitation works are going on. And they have said that if we continue to toe the path of industrial action, it will erode the little gains that the government and Nigeria has seen or recorded. Don't you think that it is just sensible for the Nigerian Labour Congress and Nigerians to give this administration a little bit of time to walk through its measures and its plans before you begin to continue to call for industrial action?
No, the labor people are acting late, because in the first system there was no need for the so-called subsidy removal. There's no need for it. So what they are doing now with the so-called palliative, it's like you've cut somebody's head and you're now looking out to give him Panadol so that the head will come back. Of course, the government has been promising the refinery coming back. Even Tinubu himself, in his manifesto, he said that the subsidy will be in phases. And of course, it will not go until when Dangote refinery came upstream. And of course, nothing like that is done. About promising of having a refinery back in December, where I'm old enough to understand when government lies. You see, this is not the first time. You remember that Ikechukwu, the former minister of petroleum, was jumping from one tank, from one refinery to the other, promising dates Buhari, for 8 years, of which Tinubu was part and parcel of his party, was promising almost every month. I can count 5 dates that refinery will be upstream. And what happens after? Nothing. So, well, the younger ones can enjoy the lies of government, but I think I'm too old, because if people lie for me for good 8 years, and I don't think I have to, they should have put on the refinery first on before we can start talking whether it's necessary or it's not necessary to even remove subsidy.
Okay.
You arrest the thieves, you put on the refinery, you will not be talking of subsidy. You will not be talking of subsidy removal. So I mean that's truth. So it's about you have done what you're supposed to do. You now want to do what you're supposed to do in the first system. When you have triggered, a terrible destruction of the market. No matter whatever you do now, it's not going to make any meaning. So
Adeola,
the NS.
I understand. Adeola, now that the Minister of Labour is meeting with the NLC, Adeola, if you can hear me, now that the Minister of Labour is meeting with the NLC, what are the critical decisions that you believe that it has to be taken, and how do you think they can follow those decisions to the letter so that we don't go back to the issue of industrial action and calling for strikes?
Well, industrial action is not a crime. It's part of democracy, and it's part of negotiation. So I don't know why it's always a ritual that the government would like to meet labor on the eve of their strike. To me, that's meaningless. If I were Adeola and labor, I would not even go there, because since the first strike, what has happened? You have not fulfilled any of the agreement that were made. So invariably, why? It's just a distraction. Seeing labor leaders laughing and checking. It doesn't make any meaning. You should have done this, not before now. So to me, that negotiation or meeting is meaningless. It doesn't make any meaning. I said the labor want to sell out. You don't let them meet at the barricade.
Okay.
Then let the labor go ahead. Place a warning strike. Then after the strike, they show their strength that Nigerians are hungry. You don't need to tell anybody that the situation is so bad. School is resuming, no money. Houses have increased.
Okay.
Right? The bread I bought less than 3 months ago at 550 is now 750. How do you cope?
Adeola, thank you so much. Thank you so much for lending your voice to the discourse. We appreciate it.